Hi my loves, you are welcome to another tutorial on olives. In this video, I will share with you how to cut a kimono satin rope. This rope can be made for bridesmaids, the bride as well, depending on how you are going to style it. If you are a content creator, you can also make this so you can use it whenever you are doing your get ready with me. If you are interested, do keep on watching. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell. Without wasting much time, let's get right into this tutorial. I will be making use of this satin as well as some feathers which will be used around the sleeve of this kimono rope. I'll first fold my material into two along the grain. The grain of a fabric is the same as the selvage, which is also the self-knitted part of your fabric or material. So this is mine, and I'm going to fold along like this. I'll fold the whole material into two. I use about 2.5 yards of satin. This is how it is. I have folded it into two equal parts, okay? And from here we are going to determine the length of our rope. This rope has to be at least cute, okay? I used a length of 38 inches. I later added 1.5 inch which will be used to hem the lower part of this rope, so which is a total of 39.5 inches. This particular rope is a kimono rope and it doesn't have any seam at the shoulder, okay? So what we are going to do is to measure this 39.5 inches or whatever length you've recorded. You mark it just as I am doing. I'll mark it and then hold along that line like this and then make a fold. Alright, so this folded part which is at the top will serve as the shoulder of this kimono rope, and I'm just going to pin it in place. I will also rearrange the lower part of this fabric and cut off the excess. The excess will be used as band or any other thing. So here is the center front as well as the center back, okay? So basically what we just did was to fold our fabric into four by making sure that we have the shoulder on fold, okay? So here I'm going to measure my shoulder width, half of my shoulder width plus the length of the sleeve I want together. So I have a total shoulder width of 23 inches. That is what I used, okay? I'm going to mark the same thing down here. From the shoulder down, I'll mark the depth of my armhole. It has to be a bit free since it is kimono, so I'll use 12.5 inches and mark this across. So on this line, we are going to input our bust measurement, quarter of our bust measurement. So after measuring, I had roughly 9 inches. So I'll mark it this way, and then we are going to add an extra inches which will give us that freedom, okay? So you can add up to at least 10 inches after marking quarter of your bust measurement. I later realized that I want less fullness, so I use 6 inches instead of 8 or 10, so I have a total of 15. Multiplying this 15 inches by 4, I had more than 60 inches, which is also more than my hip measurement, okay? So which means that it is okay, this same measurement will be okay for my hip area. So I'll use the same 15 inches along the hem of the rope like this and just put those points into a straight line. Where the two lines meet, okay, at a midpoint like this, I'll mark out 1.5 inch and just go in to curve the armhole together with the width of my rope, okay? So you should have something like this. I also went ahead to decide to make this rope a little bit A-line, so I added extra 2.5 inches and reconnect it to almost the top part of the armhole and then reblend them together. Let's move to the sleeve. I wanted the top part of this sleeve to be a bit slanted, okay? So around the arm of the sleeve, the round part of the sleeve like this, I'm going to go in at the top part by 1 inch, okay, to have that slant. You can either do this, okay, just mark the 1 inch and connect it straight, but I'm going to do my this way slanted. And at this point I realized that the last fold of this fabric or material is short, so that means I have to also shorten the length, let me say, or the sleeve of my rope. Okay, so I went in to remark where the last one ends so I could note it, and I measured the same thing at the top part before I went in by 1 inch again to slant it this way. This is what we are going for. I'll move on to cut my shape out. Let's move on to work on our neckline. I'll use a total neck width of 2 3/4. I'll mark it this way, and this is for both the front and the back. And I'll come down from the shoulder by 1 inch, and this 1 inch will be for the back neckline. I'll move on to curve it. I'll move on to cut the neckline out and also notch the shoulder point like this. I'll pick the neck depth and also notch it. Go to the lower part, also notch. By picking the neckline, one will serve as the back, the other the front. Okay, so I'm going to unfold this way. Okay, now where the shoulder width ends, okay, that is where the front will also start from. So I'm just going to pin it in place so it doesn't move. And here is the back neckline, or the back side of this rope. Here will be the front. Okay, so I'm going to make a slant, that's like a V neckline for the front, as deep as you want. I'll use like 24 to 24.5 inches like this by using the tape. Okay, I'll use a straight ruler to connect the 24.5 inches right to the neck width, so it also blends into the back neckline. So right here is the shoulder line. Both front and back are unfold currently. Okay, here is the back and this is the shoulder. Right, so we just move on to cut our neckline out, and the part that has a fold close to the lower part we'll just slash, and that's it. So here is the shoulder. I'll fold it back. Okay, and we have something like this. Now the next thing to work on is to measure the total neckline of both the front and the back. Okay, here then we can determine how long our neck band is going to be. Remember, while measuring, it is on full, so whatever measurement you have, you multiply that by 2. Okay, so let's move on to our band. I'm going to fold my band into 2 like this, and it has to be long. Okay, as long as the actual length, and I'm going to fold it into 2, and I have about 46, but the total length I had on fold was 44, so that's enough. I'll use a total band width of 3 inches. By the time I join it to the rope, I should have about 2.5 inches. I may not know whether you understood whatever we did, so here is the overview of what we drafted. Let's move on to start sewing. Since we don't have any part of the shoulder to join, all we have to do is to join the sides, pin them together, and stitch with 1/2 inch. We'll also move on to work on the neckline by attaching the band. I'll start from the hem of the rope, having the band unfold, okay, and one end unfold. So I'm just going to, if that's correct though, I'm just going to pin it to the neckline through, that's from the front through to the back, and stitch with 1/2 inch. So whatever excess I have at the lower part, I'm just going to trim it off. I also went ahead to notch the neck area, that is the center back, so it relaxes. This is how the rope is looking like. I went on to search the rough parts, and as well I turned a lathe. The next thing is to work on the belt. It's about roughly 4 inches, okay, and the length about 39.5 inches on fold. Okay, by the time I open it, it's going to be a long belt. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll fold it into two like this. While stitching, I'm going to leave an interval here. I'll sew it from one end of the interval to the other, take it this way, and also work from this end this way. I stitch it down. Okay, after which I'll turn the whole belt inside out through this space. Okay, then after turning inside out, I'll just stitch at the edge or just tack it. So this is my loop, close to 7.5 inches. I'm going to fold it. I need two, so I'm just going to fold it, measure the actual length I want, note it like this, and cut. So this is what I have. This is about 14 inches down from the shoulder. Okay, roughly 14 inches down from the shoulder. That is where I want the loop to start from. Now I actually intend to sew it this way. You see, I just realized that the rough side will keep on fraying, so it means that I have to unpick from here and to the 2 inches interval I want, and just insert it in it. That is also going to affect the serged part. I'm going to take it this way, just as I planned, like this, and stitch. Fold it this way, like this. If you want to do this, just insert the allowance into the seam, then join it this way with your side. Okay, I'll repeat this same process to the other side. Let's work on attaching the feathers. I attach one side, so that is why I have this place chopped off. I'm going to continue from the seam line here. All I'm going to do is top stitch, so let's do this. I'm going to place it this way and stitch, just stitch. I've gotten close to where I've started. I'll keep on stitching till I get to that point. So what I'm going to do is to overlap it, just overlap it a little bit. Okay, so I'll cut here off. I've seen where I can overlap it, so I'll put it this way. The overlap will not be able to be on it. All I'm going to do is to shift it down a little bit. Okay, and then I'll stitch to the end of this side. Okay, so this is where it's going to end, so I'll stitch and probably stitch beyond the end point. If you enjoyed watching and learning with Olives, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.